How long have you been single and why are you still single? 5 years? I've been through the entire spectrum from post-breakup. I want to experience everything being single has to offer to multiple dates and people, a month because I wanted a partner. I'm at a point where I don't want to settle for someone who isn't for me. I've both been on the receiving and giving end of it and it's not worth it. Right now I'm getting my ducks in a row on my own, education, work, etc. And if someone happens to come along and a relationship comes of it, then I'm open to it, but until then I'm good. I'll be good even if I don't share my life with someone, aka I'd rather be single and happy than with someone and miserable. I'm not going out of my way to put myself out there romantically dating apps, but I do put myself out there in general with my interests. Home my 23-year life. I fell in love twice, first time at about 16 years/0 but I was too shy and scared to admit it and continue, so she just moved on and find other one. They are both together to this day. Second time about 2 years later I kinda fell in love with my classmate in middle school. She was very depressed and complicated person, and all I really wanted to somehow help her getting through. She was already after suicide attempt, abusing drugs, but on the other side she was beautiful, a lost soul. Incredibly talented artist and very kind person. After 2 years, she kinda get better and I already couldn't stop thinking about her, but then she met some guy with aggression issues and everything just started over again. He threatened her and make her ignore me. After some time she hooked me and told me that he's gonna kill me if we ever talk again. So it was our last conversation. After this I just decided I'm gonna care about myself and focus on self-growth instead. Since I was born. In elementary and high school I was oblivious to the signs, and also I was trying to get with someone online, didn't work, 10 years of nothing but hard lessons. Recently I got a boost in confidence and I tried befriending a girl in class who was in my group and basically didn't work. I guess we are just acquaintances at this point. She was very distant and I am usually the one having to initiate the conversation. At the end of last semester her and my group, were basically like we'll see each other next sem, probably gonna be in a group, and I am in that semester now, and she basically just did not acknowledge any of us. Instead she grouped with a bunch of other dudes. While it hurt, all it took was endlessly queuing up Valorant games until I got over it, which in a way I did. But the reason I am single is because of my type, preferences, and because I want an organic relationship. I don't use Tinder or anything. I also have this feeling inside that I get when I know that I can see that person in my life. 5 years and 20 days after a relationship of 2 years, 2 months and 2 days. It was good while it lasted, the kind of thing that most people spend the whole life looking for and some never find. And then unfortunately she's gone. I've been single since then because I don't feel, that I need more. All I had to live with is about the beauty of life, love and this kind of friendliness I already did. I don't need more. I'm satisfied, and for long after the end I was so jaded as was satisfied, in a way that I could die once I knew deep in my heart that I am fortunate enough to take more than I needed for a lifetime. And maybe I did it. It feels like it was a life ago, even while each memory from her is so fresh that I can remember each detail. Maybe I am wrong about it, living another life after the period of death to birth, and maybe I could go and love someone else again. I have no hurry on that, anyways. I want to die alone and got no issues on living alone as well. Like 8 weeks. Last breakup was after 8 months together. We mutually decided the exclusive relationship wasn't working out. After giving a little space for a couple weeks, we're still good friends and hook up sometimes. I'm sort of toying around with the concept of polyamory. I've always disregarded it as I assumed I would get jealous, but scrolling through dating apps with my ex and talking with her about people we're seeing has actually been really fun and comfortable, and it makes me think that maybe it's worth a shot. I'm just not sure exactly what that looks like, so I'm figuring it out. I've always found it difficult to stay in straightforward monogamous relationships with men, so I feel like it might be a good way to still express that half of my sexuality without being completely unstable. I think it really helps that I grew up in the past couple years, and am able to get at least a few matches every day on dating apps, whereas before I'd get very few if any. If I didn't have that confidence in my own attractiveness, I would have more issues with where I'm at right now. I've actually never been in a relationship. I've gone on dates, but that's it. I was socially awkward in school, moved my senior year in high school, and had depression and anxiety issues. I didn't even have a first date until I was around 19. Last date I had was a few years ago, around 2019, I think. The dates went fine, but each girl I dated ended things and moved on to someone else. And that's not counting the rejections. After I tried dating apps, I quit dating and focused on personal self-improvement. I got in shape, then slipped and got out of shape, fixed up my finances, tackled my mental health, and I genuinely feel like I'm finally myself. Like I finally woke up after 2 decades. Now, I'm honestly a bit nervous to jump back in. I don't know where to look and I don't know if I want to stress over a romantic relationship. I found some really good friends, I feel happier, I'm financially stable. I just don't know if I want to deal with dating. Only a few months single. I am 1 because I'm a lesbian and 2 because my last GF was crazy. She got mad at my friend because my crazy ex, let's call her Sarah, tried to hit my best friend, let's call her Gina, and she blocked it. She stormed down the stairs and cried to her mom. I wanted to keep it a secret because I get anxiety about things like my sexuality, and she told people we were dating. After I found out, I broke up with her and stopped talking to her in general. She still thinks we're friends, but she hates my friend Gina. Did I mention all my friends also hate her? She has wronged almost all my friends like Gina. Me and Gina were having a roast battle and I called her a mistake. We laugh it off, but Sarah did not. She went to her friend and told her Cassie was a mistake. Another thing, on the last 2 to 3 weeks of school she cried. Why, you may ask? Either someone else was sad and she wanted attention, or she didn't know she just cried, or she felt left out, meaning she ignored us because we didn't include her in one conversation. Not to mention, as soon as we broke up she got with one of the weird kids at my school. Going on 3 years. I'll remain single for the rest of my life by my choice. So nothing is wrong with me. I'm attracted to monsters. I've only had 3 serious relationships in my life. All 3 of my exes are in prison serving life sentences. Ex number 1, my first love. He cheated, got another girl pregnant. I broke up with him. A year and a half later, I'm on break at work watching news. My ex is on there cause he killed his baby by slamming it over and over on the concrete. All because his girl was planning to leave him. Ex number 2 I was with for 4 years. We broke up because I got a job offer in another state. My best friend called me to tell me that my ex had been arrested for rape, threats to children, and other horrible things. He's now serving 2 life sentences plus 28 years. Ex number 3. Was with him less than 6 months. One night when we were supposed to meet for dinner, he called me and told me he had something to tell me, but couldn't do it in person. He went on to tell me that he lied. He's not divorced, he and his wife are still married. She's just in the hospital in a medically induced coma. Well, she was. As of 2 hours prior to him calling me, his wife had succumbed to her injuries and died. He set his wife on fire, walked with her to a fire station after she begged him to help her and swore she wouldn't tell on him. I guess she knocked on the door, and when someone answered she said, "Please help. My husband set me on fire." He then went on the run. He met me and had been just living life like nothing happened. He turned himself in. I believe he's serving a life sentence too. Something is wrong with me. So I choose to be alone. It would be my luck the next would be a serial killer, or maybe they do horrible shit to me.